I could. So we started off last session. Unger was still beating the shit out of Ghald. Shamash had just cut 2 of his arms off and manacled the other 2. Then he was restrained, beaten within an inch of his life. Unger is entirely hairless. Sorry, this is getting a bit everything. But basically, yes, after Shamash takes the arms off, Unger noticed that one of the arms has a similar tattoo. The same tattoo we saw on Lady Italia, that other person up north who died. So, yeah, we search his body, we find some daggers, a grot, some armour, which Smash tries on, and it gives him +2 hide, which is good. Curry's fucking exhausted. Unger takes on a barnacle damp layered cloak. It's a cloak that seems to be of dampness, but we're not sure. Ghald comes on his horse. The spectral, bulky body of Emmerich is tied to the horse. While Smash tries to shout at him to get to work, he is a complete dead weight. We spend a bit of time trying to figure out whether he is dead in the spectral world or in the real world, or both, or neither. But it's pretty obviously that his body is dead and his soul is also dead. And in the distance, we see Zephyros's tower flying towards us. We poke the body of what's-his-face some more, of Emmerich some more. We discuss whether maybe we can get some Barak, who's up north, to come and replace Emmerich as a valet for, obviously, Ghald and Smash. We're now down 1 valet. Then we started talking about what we're going to ask this chap when he wakes up. Medica tells us he's got some homemade fruit syrup, which is good. Serum, or syrup. And we come up with a list of questions. We'll go over later. And then finally Zephyros arrives. And he's not that pleased with us, is he? He's definitely had some long time alone with Zephyros, who's not been the best of company. Goes and meditates for 4 days at a time, or whatever. And basically, there's some beef between Sirac and Nubbington. Gets quite angry at what's his face at Nubs, because Nubs just calls out his shit. If anyone else wants to interject at any point, please do. But yeah, Sirac tells he's done some fact finding while we've been out slaying. We tell Sirac about his father and all the information we learned from Roaring Horn about his parents, which is quite good. Zephyros is a bit knackered. After that fight with all the flying people, I think he's just a bit fucked up. What he tells us is the town, once controlled by Zentrim, which is Daggerford, is now controlled by another force. And we think it is the Tentacle, which is similar to the Snail, which is the same to the tattoo on Ghald. So the Snail, the Tentacle, the tattoo, all these people have is all the same. We get a bit of backstory on the Zentrim, Daggerford being the Zentrim's old home, old trading network, blah blah. They seem to have many fingers in many pies, but apparently from the Far East. And Zephyros sumps into the snow because he's completely fucked, starts snoring, and we decide to all go back to the castle for some safety, relaxation, and to figure out what's going on, get a bit of exposition from Sirac, and then start the interrogation of Ghald. And that's it. Oh yeah, we're going to be around as well in the morning, probably, to see which comes first, interrogation or rerun as well. Does that make sense? Have I missed anything?
Good job.
You missed that I defaced your armor.
Oh, you did, yeah. My armor had a thing of fish god on, and now it has nothing.
A picture of a willy.
No. It has a little picture of a lightning bolt.
Oh yeah, that's it. Wasn't quite
That's
willy.
it. Yes.
Important information.
The only other things I'd add in there is the details that Sirac told you of. In his time in Daggerford, he noticed Daggerford, you'd remember the conversation, is historically a Zentarim-controlled settlement.
Oh yeah.
However, what it seems to be is that the Zentarim has been part of this hostile takeover.
Yeah.
But what he also told you of is the appearance of the Red Wizards of Thay.
That's it, yeah.
Who have started to come in, and you're now kind of aware that there seems to be this trio of forces of the Zentarim, whatever it is that Ghald is a part of, and the Red Wizards of Thay centering in on Daggerford. Yeah,
That's right, I'm correct.
Kind of what it give you. Yeah.
And Sirac wasn't best pleased to hear that we had knowledge that his parents might be alive and hadn't told him.
Oh yeah, he
Yes,
was all sorts of bitchy.
really.
You got real
Such a
shirty.
complainer. Such a shirty little boy, isn't he?
Am I misremembering? Was there something about
Crabby.
Tortellini being potentially working for the enemy?
Well, we saw
that's what I saw.
through some garlands. Yeah, sorry, you explained. You saw it, not me.
Was
Oh,
it
sorry.
Finn?
That's it.
Or was it Nubs that spoke Tortellini's name?
I think it was me, wasn't it?
It was no.
I've written my notes somewhere, yeah. But yeah, hey there. Yeah, no, it was me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. That's what I said to him. No, I said to her. Let's see. Looks for Tortellini. He was signing a document with a spiral. Apparently, that's what we saw. Him signing.
Yeah, that's what you scried him
spiral.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah,
And he was
remember
also
correctly.
Porky Pig in it, so he didn't have any trousers on, just a shirt. At least that's what I took from
How
it.
I write the best of my letters. Okay, awesome. So,
cool.
with that, you had all moved into Zephyros's tower, and with the intent that you would build some watch party to keep an eye on Ghald, in case he were to awaken from his completely incapacitated unconsciousness. With that, Sirac Shamash has shown you to a large pantry where he's been keeping many stored foods that he mentioned Zephyros would conjure for him before he would go into his deep, long meditations. But I would say he also mentions that a lot of the stuff he also took from the marketplace in Daggerford is in forays down into the town. And I would say, Shamash, that in that kind of, as he's walking along and explaining to you where he got it, he kind of explains that he would have disguised himself regularly to go down into Daggerford to go seek human contact, and that's where he started to understand the goings on in the town. Started to see it over the course of the 5 months that he was there. This shift in the people that occupied it, and the arrival of the Red Wizards of Thay, and also the consistency in the tattoo that he saw upon the arms of many in this area.
Whereas I thought.
So you might say that we wouldn't have this information if we hadn't forgotten about Zephyros.
Or we
Silver
would have
lining.
defeated the Red Wizards by now, and we would have completed the campaign.
We could have just nipped it all in the bud and gone home.
Yeah, we would just be sitting, role playing each week up in our castle, drinking wine.
I wouldn't have my hammer.
Cold one.
My brother would be alive.
It would all blow over.
So, in the interest of brevity, you will awaken after a long and hard rest. Those of you who watch Ghald, a hard rest, hard, long,
Resting so hard.
Sorry.
Through watching Ghald, those of you who watch him yourselves pretty unentertained in the dark, quiet castle or this tower of Zephyros. As the body of Ghald kind of slumped up, I don't know how you put him, but I would imagine kind of slumped up against the wall, his cauterized 2 arms, or missing arms that of, and his remaining manacled 2 kind of just lying there. You know that he has a pulse, and you see like a very slow movement of breath in his body, which also almost becomes quite hypnotic and meditative through the night as you kind of watch him. But I would imagine, as those of you who do watch him through the night, you just kind of are waiting to understand what lies beneath in that mind of this amphibian that you've encountered many times, yet not shared any rhetoric with. So I'd imagine you've all awoken, you've all breakfast upon the stored goods that Sirac has stored up from his time in Daggerford and the conjured goods from Zephyros. I imagine that you all kind of arc wrap round into a main room where Ghald has been stored. Zephyros, at this time, some hours after breakfast, has staggered down through the levels, pushing through his exhaustion to lay in a chair in the same room as you all to watch. So, with that, I'm going to pass over to Rivior.
Good morning, Zephyros. Feeling a bit brighter than last night, eh?
Oh, I feel quite tired. Very tired, in fact. I will eat some food and rest. But it may take me some time to recover. I exhausted myself from that. Flying off the castle. It takes a lot from my mind to be able to propel us at such speed. But I am glad I did it.
Yes, we are too. I don't think we could have fought off all those seagull fellows, hey chaps?
Absolutely not. I am already tired from beating off seagulls.
Nice.
It's gonna roll with it these days.
I like
No,
I
I think if we'd tried to take them ourselves, some might have lived to escape. So I think it's quite handy that we're able to take them from the sky.
Are there sort of bits of seagull and people in and around the castle? Or like maybe just like
Imagine
bits
at
sort of
least
going
like
slowly
outside.
down the window. Just
Well, there are no windows in this place. They're just like open kind of like portholes, and there are definitely like there's viscera and congealed blood just around some of them where you can see that Seagull has just like smashed in and mushed through like a potato masher. Yeah, you can't. When I would imagine when you first approached the tower, you just saw that one side of it was just completely smattered, like it had received a completely brand new paint job.
Biden's gonna go and try and clear the outside of the castle up. He's got ropes. He has a cloth. And if it gets bad, a staff of magic. But hopefully we'll get that done. But I do want to
You
try
have a
and clear it
companion
out,
made
because, like,
punch.
clean castle is a good castle. So
Favorite
and
seagull.
conspicuous.
Well, I'm glad, Zephyrus. Glad you let none of them live. That's where he really excelled last night. None got away, right?
Right.
I can't rightly say. There were so many of them. So many.
Well, you definitely put a dent in their numbers anyway, mate. That's the main thing.
I tried my best.
It will have to be good enough.
What has it all been for?
Well,
Everyone's kind of looking at each other.
don't know how.
Medica,
Well,
show him your helmet.
no, not that helmet. Sorry. Had to.
I kind of show it underneath my cloak or something. Like, I definitely do not want to give it to anyone. It's mine.
So, Zephyros, have you heard of something called vestiges?
Vestiges? There are many vestiges in this world.
Well, what about
that you wear upon your head?
what about magical ones? Ones that can be used to tame a giant. Says Nubs, not looking so confident.
May I see that a little closer?
Medica hands it towards him, but keeps a firm grip, like a child who has something cool but doesn't want to give it up.
A firm grip on his helmet.
Yep.
Don't touch it too hard. Sorry. Oh, too hard. That was...
This is a helmet of craft.
What craft?
Giant craft.
Oh yes. Not giant size though, is it? Very strange.
Items shift and change with those who hold it. Where did you find this?
It would fit your head?
If I held it, it may shift over time. That is the nature of attunement.
Ah. Well, perhaps, Medica, you'd like to explain where you found it?
I don't think asking him to do the talk. Oh, sorry. Please continue. Don't hurt me.
Don't interrupt, Medica! God damn it!
It was in the big. What was the tree called where we found this?
It was
It wasn't at the grandfather's tree. Was it at Stone Stand?
Stone Stand.
Don't stand.
The place with the hills and the flying snakes.
yes.
I was summoned by lightning into a place of great importance, and after I was brought back, I had the helmet.
So yes, as Medica says, you found it. We basically spoke to a chap called Zelrun Roaring Horn, who's got a friend called Arthur Simbar, who are looking for a lot of these vestiges, which are behind, potentially, why the giants are going a bit mad at the moment. No offense, boss. But your
Mad?
kinsmen are going quite mad. Quite mad.
Are they?
They're certainly not rational.
We have, I believe, Zephyros actually subdued now 3 different tribes of giants. We did Frost Giants in Bryn Shander. Sirac, you were there for that one. You were there. Hill Giants in Yartar. No, Tribor. They were doing in the locals,
Well,
so we had them.
Yes.
They're eating the locals. But yeah, they were doing him in.
As Abad's saying this, Unga's pointing to the appropriate ear on his trophy sash.
This one, this one, this one. Yeah.
And most recently, we did in some fire giants near Silvery Moon. Did them right in. Drowned most of them.
Yes, they had quite this device they'd been building from the before times.
Yes. The Yolka.
Vonninod.
Yes,
come on. I thought he called it a scrollpetinger at one point, but I could be wrong. I might have misheard.
The Vonninod is a powerful being and device in giant history.
Well,
Right.
now it's
My
under
ancestors once
to
used it in the battlefield to destroy many dragons. It was a powerful sentinel of our kind. And his eyes go back. His eyes go back to Medica's helmet. But this is from the same time. This is the Helm of Might.
About that, did we tell you about Sirac's parents?
Yes, that's some legs.
No, we told Dirac about it. I don't know if we told.
No, I was going to say, did we tell Zeph? I don't think we did.
Yeah, I don't think we told
Zeph,
Zedog. No.
Alright, you're going to want a cup of coffee, mate.
I was quite tired, but I heard some of it.
Why? I tell you what, I'll put some coffee. He wants do you want some, don't you? Yeah, I'll put a whole pot on for everyone. Don't worry. Nubs just hops off for the table, heads over to the kitchen area, starts clattering about in pots.
As you walk over, Nubs, to do that, Zephyros is fixated on the helmet.
The Helm of Might, you say?
Do you have a French press, or do you have like a... Sorry. Do you have like a... I'll just
there
use
was
a pot.
an extra large giant cafetiere over in the cupboard. Over there.
Large enough for Nubs to climb into.
Over there. No. The one to your right.
Oh, yeah, okay, this one.
That one.
Yeah, I see it. Cheers, mate.
Could Nubs reach any of the handles to these drawers?
Essentially, opening a cupboard is like opening an actual door for him.
A door, yeah.
He kind of looks back at the helmet. That was once worn by the Storm King. The first son of Anna. Will you let me tell my tale?
Sorry.
All of you. I realised you've not seen me in a long time, but you all seem very, very excited.
He gets his hands and fingers and puts them across his face like...
Let us wait until the gnome has made coffee.
Oh,
And
you
then
can...
we shall
I can hear... yeah. Okay, I was just... The problem is, I was
Come
trying to
sit
clean this up.
down, gnome.
It was a bit dirty. Okay, I'll come in. Nubs just waddles back over to the table. We'll make it. We can do it later. Yeah.
The Storm King was the first son of Anna, who sat atop the worm skull throne. The throne made of the skulls of our greatest foe, the mother of dragons, Tiamat, the five-headed beast. We were strong as a people. We ruled ancient Astoria for centuries, millennia. But her remaining spawn built up their forces, and they tricked the first men in stealing from us the sacred weapons and armor that Anam passed onto his son and onto the line of kings when he ascended from this world. With those weapons and armor stolen, the rule of giants fell and faded into this world. And that is when we dispersed and became our separate tribes, as you speak of. Fire, stone, ice, storm, cloud, hill. It is rumored that these items, together again, could bring back the power of the Storm King. Is this the only one you have?
It is, but I'm writing this down because I want to have a good copy of this, and I just wanted to ask you a few questions. That's right, Zephyros. You said the Storm King was the first Storm King. His name was Annam. Is that right?
No. He was the first son of Annam.
Oh, the first son of Annam was the first Storm King.
Annam,
Annam.
the god of the giants.
Was the god of
God,
Sounds
what?
like
Giant.
potato to me.
More of a sort of metaphorical son of Annam,
yeah.
this Vanar.
Got it. Son was the first. He says that he's like writing this in a little parchment.
The talk of the vestiges, Unger curiously pulls out the hilt and is examining it. He goes, what is this? This one?
And that's that first.
Zephyros looks at this, kind of holds it confusedly. He's sitting in this chair and he's exhausted. He's kind of just like putting it closer and closer to him. This is not of giant craft. Not originally, anyway. This is from something else. And closes his eyes, and you see him start to utter words very quietly under his breath. And he slumps. I'm sorry, friend. I have no power, no mana left. I will try again in a few days. I may be able to identify it, but not now.
So, not giant.
No. You found this where?
Big fire giant Juke. Salty Juke.
Salto.
Yes.
Yes. What has become of him?
Unger looks at the ear on his sash from the fire giant. Duke Salto. He dead. We killed him.
That is okay. Zalto was a power-hungry bastard. As are many of the leaders of the giants.
Chief Guard too.
Different in her focus. She was once kind, but was overwhelmed by greed.
Yeah, we
You've
killed her.
encountered her.
Yes, she did. He points at her other ear.
Yeah, she's also got
Yes. We set her on fire and sort of made her roll around until she burnt to death.
It was quite entertaining, really. But that smell! Oh god, the smell!
smell was dreadful.
You would
like
not know
rotten
that
bacon.
smell.
Oh, like rotten bacon it was.
In fact, that whole area smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously, I could go on about it for hours.
The cave.
Yeah.
Really bad. The cave.
Boika, boika. Whoa.
Oh,
Oh,
that was bad
That
too.
smell, eh?
Honestly,
Anyway.
you missed a fucking trip. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Right, so the vestiges then. If we've got one, we've been tracing Artis Kimbar's steps, and he seems to be a bit ahead of us. Obviously, he's got a couple of years head start. He seems to have gotten some of them. Some of them seem to have gone missing. If it's rumored that if you had all of them, you could regain the source of the giant's power. Does that mean if we've got one, A, we're stopping whoever's trying to get these vestiges together from achieving what they need, and B, how much trouble are we in? Why would Artis Simbar want to gain all these vestiges together? What power would he be after?
Probably do thing to make life better. Unger awkwardly looked at Sirac, realizing he's talking about his mother.
Yeah, I'd imagine Sirac is kind of standing around, kind of on the periphery of the circle, and he kind of raises his shoulders. I don't know what to feel about it all. It's fine. I didn't know either of them. I don't know them now.
Maybe you never will.
Now. But it is,
What do you mean by that?
Well, family is important. To us Dragonborn, this is the most important thing. To grow up without a family, without your tribe, I can't even imagine it. Perhaps it's best you never know the love of a family now. Perhaps it's too late for you. You're best making your way in the world on your own, as I have found.
A small tear fills in Finnan's eye and he wipes it away.
And Bungus.
Abard retrieves his brother's skull and says, I had more family before we began on this mad quest.
Alas,
Looks at me.
Addressing
At
it in a
least-
Shakespearean tone. The skull of his brother.
yeah.
At least you can hold them closely, Abard. At
Quite
least you know
literally,
it's
yes.
now.
If anyone does have a small box, I would really appreciate it. Preferably something sturdy.
I'll make you one.
I think Unger has a bag.
Yes, I do have bag.
It's a bit musty in there for old Brompo's skull. Right, so yes. That's the matter at hand. How much power would we be stopping whoever gained the rest of the vestiges from getting hold of if we've got the one of them?
Yeah, if there's like 5, would like having 4 of them give them 80% power or 0 power?
I do not know how it works. All I know is that combined, the power of Anam's first son was immeasurable. Enough to kill the mother of dragons herself. It is unbelievable power.
In what sort of form though? As in power to do magic, power to raise the dead, power to kill dragons?
It was told that the Storm King could face an army all by themselves. Sheer power.
So face and survive?
Yes.
Okay, not
Oh,
okay,
yes.
'cause I could face an army by myself. I don't think I'd get very far.
Many could.
Alright.
A control of a magic is another. Different vestiges had different powers, embodied by different aspects of the giants. The bearer of them would be, to a degree, invincible. I can see why there is intent to chase after these things.
Hmm.
And you think this is why the giants are also after it, or the fish people, or whoever they are?
It must be. If they have found a way to find them, then yes. the location of these things have been kept from giant kind since they're referred to as the stolen in our kind.
Didn't the
Giants look for them?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Giants are looking for the vestiges. They know where they are.
I think the giants are being manipulated, probably. That's our idea, at least.
I don't know if the giants know where they are, but they can detect the blood of Artus Kaimbar, which is obviously you, Sirak, as well. The giants up in Bryn Shandur often to spare the city if we pass them the blood of Artus Kaimbar. So clearly they must have some way of tracking the blood by some foul magic. And they know that Artus Kaimbar may know the location of them. And maybe Zelarun Roaring Horn also. We don't know. Perhaps the location has been compromised. Perhaps they haven't. And I think we should strongly consider rescuing him from their charge, in case that information gets out further.
Oh, Unger suddenly has a realization. Goes
What
down
is
to his
Unger?
knees and starts rummaging through his bag furiously. You hear the clanging of silverware and various other strange noises.
The mushing of bits of body.
He pulls out a corpse of a winter wolf and places it on the ground temporarily. I have, reaches in. This people who, stinky sea people who chase us, they sometimes have something like this. Zalto and Chief Gur also have this.
Seeing these conches laid out, Zephyros's eyes suddenly open wide and his eyebrows raise, and he tries to raise up in his seat but slowly starts to fall back. Well, the conch is the means of transporting yourself to the Storm Court.
Oh.
What?
Unger looks at... Was it Nubs who went through...
It was.
Unger looks at
Oh,
Nubs.
yeah.
He had a very strange time.
I did have a strange time through those. Although I don't remember it personally, but I was doing it.
Yeah, you were doing it, Nubs.
Oh, yes, he was, yes. Just Nubs to himself.
Yes, he was.
Was it someone else playing as me when that happened? I got told about it.
Yeah, it was me playing as you.
That's why I'm like, you can take over a little bit if you want for this.
Well, I remember when I went through this, it was very strange. I think it was just after we treated and killed that big chief girl.
I imagine this is Shamash, like, doing an impression of Nubs. And everyone's just silent and looking at him weirdly. But please, continue.
Basically, I picked it up, I looked at it, and then suddenly, I was in this strange purple place. And I went to the purple place, and I looked around, and very strange and alien. A spiraling staircase and guys and babbling. Ooh. And I heard some voices, and they were talking about their father. Obviously, I don't know much giant, but I know enough to understand. I think people talk about sisters and being calm and going to the throne. They were just bickering with each other. They couldn't hold their nerve. One mentioned someone called Nymeria. Oh, it was very strange indeed. Very strange. I was very scared.
I wasn't that scared. Just Nubs at the end of the story. Looking around.
No, I was very scared. They talked about a plan. But yes, 3 giant sisters, I think, talking to each other, saying something or other.
These noises that the nya. It's nya. There you go. Yeah.
Zephyros kind of looks at you. Say those names again.
Sure, I'll say them again for you. Oh, I'll say them straight away. They were... Liberia! Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if the other one said that name. We're talking about holding nerve. There was an older voice, a younger voice. One was confident but quiet.
Sorry, I had something stuck in my throat, but my voice is back now. I hope you got that.
Yes.
Great.
You mentioned the names of King Hecaton's daughters.
And his eyebrow raises.
At least I believe so. I believe you mean Mirren and Nim, no?
Oh, that makes sense.
Sorry, yeah. That's what he said.
No, close his throat again. Yeah.
Sorry. That makes sense, yeah. It was all a while ago, and I was a bit discombobulated while I was experiencing it, to be honest.
Those conches that you possess there are the giant leader's means to transport themselves to the Storm Court when the king needed them, or when they sought an audience with him.
Holy moly.
He sits back in his chair. You remember on our first meeting, when Nemir came to me, he said that there was someone amongst Hecaton's court that conspired against him. He did not know who, but he was certain that the Queen's disappearance was a trap all along. Hecaton was blinded by rage. Maybe with this knowledge of the hunting of the vestiges, we can bring it to the court, maybe. My fear is there is someone inside. We cannot show up in... No.
Did we try and make ourselves invisible and travel inside?
Could we make ourselves into giants? Sorry.
Could we simply rely on our noble bearing to carry us through the situation?
And travel inside? Snub's finishing off.
To travel into Maelstrom strips of all magical defenses. Invisibility does not work in there. Any disguises will be removed. It is a powerful place. Fathoms under the sea.
Under the sea?
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under
We
the
cannot
sea.
show up in the court with proof. Without proof.
Wait, which one of those? Snub's looking up his notes.
We cannot show up without proof.
Oh, I was hoping it
Of
was
how-
without proof. Sorry.
What proof would we need? Would we need the corpse of this man's father? And gestures at poor Sirac.
Present
we
online
have a
The
pretty
issue is the
convincing
fact
story.
that if there is a conspirator amongst the court, if we show up and give away either the location or even knowledge of the stolen, then we could be walking straight into the enemy's hands.
You make a salient point. You
Salient
don't know how
indeed.
deep this goes.
One of the most salient points I've heard in a while. Very salient, isn't it, Abad?
Listen,
Yes.
I have a little puzzle thing that I use every morning, yeah? And I've just learned a new word, salient, alright? It's my new word for the day.
How very
you-
salient of you.
No, it's
Yes.
rather embarrassing to be pointing it out. No.
Yes, indeed. Particularly saline.
No, Zephyros, I have a question. Because we have at least... That's not what salient means!
Could I have some salt to go with these chicken legs, please?
Finnan goes to
Alright.
his brewing he set up yesterday and dips a finger in, has a little test and goes, definitely salient.
Salient gets. Zephyros, ignore them.
Yes.
Listen, I have just one question. Because we have one of the vestiges, does that stop them from gaining the others in order to bend the will of the Council of the Giants and essentially rule the world? Or do we, if we could collect more of them, would we be in a better position?
I'm afraid I do not know. I
Oh,
do not understand the search for the vestiges, but only that it seems to be an underlying current underneath everything of this. To let the core to it could play to our advantage in that we gain resources and power to find them for ourselves.
would the court be
However-
pleased that we've killed a lot of the giant leaders already? Just say.
If anything, we've made them more powerful by destroying their enemies.
This is true.
So maybe. Depends how giant is are. Most importantly, we must keep our vestiges, which we've recovered, under wraps.
Do we have just one?
Just one?
But oh,
Important
you said vestiges though. Wait, hold on. No, Finnan. You said vestiges. What's on your bag?
He goes, he turns around and goes, curry? And then I look at the Necropogon book and I go, no, back in the bag. But no, we must, in all seriousness, I think we should keep it quiet. Not let people know we have it. Keep it sneaky peeky.
What would happen
Very well.
if dragons have vestiges? Dragons hate giants. Giants have vestiges to kill dragons. What if dragon have vestige?
If the dragons received the vestiges, then they would be strong enough to take back the Worm Skull throne.
But if the dragons have messages,
If the dragons were strong enough,
Sangha
When you start-
dragons
there you
trick
go.
Vanguard to take them away from giants. Maybe dragons trick another time. Dragons tricky,
dragons are tricky. Fucking bastards.
and they make these fishy bastards take them.
Oh my gosh.
Imrith looks concerned. Whatever outcome, it is not good. What I can assure you is that in the power of the giants, this world would remain safe. Under the control of any other, particularly the dragons, I cannot be so sure. It seems we must find out where the rest of these are. If someone else has them, finding a means to bring them together. My issue is if we were to take them back to the giants, how do we do this safely? if there is a conspirator within the court, we must find a way to unveil them before we arrive.
This Ghald, he's clearly working with some sort of cult of the deep or similar. We don't know who's supporting him. We know that he has imprisoned our friend Drawinghorn, as well as possibly other friends of ours, we believe. Do you have any suspicion of who these might be?
He did mention a god, didn't he, once, Abard? His master.
Yes. Remind me who that was. I remember it, of course.
Yes, I do too, but it's hard to come up with a name just on the top of my head.
Yes. Abard very quietly pulls out his very, very fancy reading glasses that are made of incredibly immaculate cut crystal.
If you're talking about, are you talking about Ghald right now?
Yeah.
You've not heard any name from him.
Oh, we not.
Abard
Okay.
puts his glasses away.
You say nasty thing about shiny head man's god. That's all I hear.
Oh yeah.
And then maybe I hear wrong because I was struck by lightning and my ears ringing.
I've been struck by lightning several times. It doesn't seem to have affected my memory, but maybe that's just me. Abard just stares at Finnan.
Ghald is worshipping the bitch of the deep.
Yes, ever heard of the bitch of the deep, Zephyros?
Umberly.
Umberly? Who's Umberly then?
Umberly is the queen of the seas, you know? In your world, anyway. In your pantheon.
Sorry?
Yes.
Go on.
In my language, we call her Ungali, but yes, very close.
You okay there, Zephyros?
What is it that you want to know of her?
Where she live?
How we kill her.
Yeah.
I don't trust gods.
Cannot kill a god.
The dragon said
Not
they
from
were
here.
gods and we killed them. And broke free.
Sure, you can, for example, Baal. You can kill a god.
In a certain situation, maybe.
Well, the fact is, they evidently have some sort of fortress somewhere where they're keeping our friends prisoner. And we have a decision to make, which is we either try and find this fortress as quickly as possible, or we continue looking for the vestiges.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can we invade his mind? He says, pointing at the unconscious body of Ghald. You use magic. We see inside his brain.
Maybe we could sort of be transported in there in some kind of weird, twisty spin-off campaign. I mean, that would be interesting.
What is this campaign you talk?
It's just, I'm tired and I was saying my words correctly.
No, not that. No.
Or we can use water again. Or fire. Or sharp things.
I do like the idea of moving into his brain.
Have I ever told you about the ancient draconic art of fireboarding?
Okay. No, I'm not sure I want to ask.
Why, it was a dangerous and psychological interrogation technique used by the ancient Dragonborn warlocks to extract information from resistant captives. And like the use of brute force or physical harm, relies on the overwhelming fear of fire, exploiting the prime terror of being consumed by flames. There are several steps. Can be quite effective.
Very good.
Yeah. But we could try asking
Zeph-
to begin with. Sorry, Zeph.
Zephyros looks at the figure. I would have means to be able to penetrate his mind, however I am too weak. Surely, between you all, you have some means to make him speak.
Oh, yes.
Finn pulls out a crowbar from his back.
no.
Yes, indeed.
Usually, torture is not a good way to get information, but it is good fun.
Dramatically
imagining-
fire.
I'm imagining Abard stood in front of the group, just as Medica cracks his knuckles. Finnan pulls out crowbar. Unger is just Unger, and Shamash is casting flame. And I was like, well, yes, we can be quite the dab hands of persuasion when needed. I often find that making sure that I can often convince others to not lie.
And I suggest that you do that.
Oh,
Right. Well, I suppose we could go and wake him up. But maybe before we do, we should agree, gentlemen. What information do we think we need? I think we.
So, we actually had a good chat about that earlier. I don't know where you were for this, but carry on, Abard.
No. I just think it would just be good if we just have a clear set of objectives before we initiate a conversation. I'm normally very good at convincing someone to speak the truth for about 10 minutes or so before I start to get a bit peckish.
So, some of the things we discussed last time, coming from me, was where is Hecaton, the king of the giants? As we all know, he's missing. Who killed the giant queen? Because that has set off Hecaton on his outrageous path. Why are the fish people, him, interfering with the ordering of the giants? Nubs wanted to ask who he works for, which god.
Thank you. Yeah.
He keeps on going on about
whatever.
his master.
Yeah. Exactly.
Medica also asked what gods does he serve, where is his prisoners, and where is Roaring Horn. And then something came up together was, quite recently, was who is in the inside of the Court of Giants, and what is your relation with the Red Wizards and the Zentari?
Oh yeah, that would be a good one to ask him. I feel like the
Do we
Red
have
Wizards are
any-
involved in all
And
this.
where is his shit?
Where is his shit?
Yeah, I want to have all this
As
stuff.
in, where did he do his last food?
Okay, I started to discuss.
Where did you defecate last? We'll say that.
Sorry, we
His
we
favorite
have
color.
to
Bell
folk
dancer as well.
are very loose with our terminology sometimes. Where is his
Where
stuff?
did you
There's
last
no
have a
way.
loose defecation? Okay.
Where's his items? I want them.
You've got to
Yeah.
embed genie rules into this. Where is your shit? Well, right over behind that tree where I last read it.
Yeah.
No, where did you do your loose shit?
He really looks down disappointedly and says, well, it's in my loincloth.
I'm surprised you haven't.
I just went right now. Okay.
Sound good questions.
Right. Do we give it a go waking him up, fellas?
Yes, how should we do that?
Yes.
Waking him up. Oh.
Oh, there's some coffee on the brew, isn't there?
No, I didn't start. I didn't want to face. Oh.
Right. I've got a suggestion. As you know, I'm quite the proponent of ethics, morality, and all round, I think we'd all agree, fair play. I suggest, maybe, if I were to position questions to our good friend here in a sort of gentle, compassionate manner, and maybe if the rest of you were to present in a sort of agitated, unprofessional enforcer of the law sort of manner. But don't harm him. We shouldn't harm prisoners, just hold them for ransom.
Bit late for that. Smash looks at his two arm stumps.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get somewhere with him. But it's very important that we don't cause him any bodily harm. Against the code of chivalry, you know.
The draconic code of chivalry doesn't apply to traitors and men like this.
Yeah.
What is chivalry?
Oh, it's wonderful. You've got to.
You should try it sometime.
Oh, it's just lovely.
It's a wonderful set of rules that sort of allow you to kind of twist most of your morally questionable decisions into a way of acting indecisively or very aggressively and justify it as being ethical. Very handy.
Just as a slight
it sounds
underbite
good to me.
He looks with a vacant stare at Abard. Still hairless.
So we
completely
can
bold as a baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Could we have a quick kiss break before we get down to
Yeah, go on then.
the hard work?
Yeah, down to business.
Nice.
Sweet.
down to ripping and tearing.
Yeah.
That's the time we have. We've got 20 minutes. Let's do
This
it.
one.
Right, well, we've got our questions. Abard's prepared like a little coffee service. But I'll do the compassionate thing, and then you guys don't. Should we get started? Right, tremendous. Right, how do we wake him up? Hang on, before we do that, while he's still unconscious, Abel's going to cast a Save of Truth.
How long does it take to cast Zone Truth?
Instant.
Can you explain to me what the Zone of Truth feels like when because everyone's in this radius?
So within a 15-foot radius, I guess everything kind of takes on a slightly golden sheen. In Breaking Bad when they go to Mexico and everything kind of turns a little bit more orange. It's kind of like that, but everything just seems a little bit more higher resolution with a slightly gold filter.
Yeah.
Nice. Gladiator
that.
sort of.
Did you say
Yeah.
20 feet?
Yeah.
That's
Esmeric going to stand slightly out. So
yeah, I just want to take a few steps back.
That's very cool. Okay, so as you all kind of enshrined in this golden aura that resonates from Abard's self, what do we do from here? Ghald is still unconscious, slumped against the wall.
He's been asleep for quite some time now, hasn't he? He must really
Yeah.
be quite knackered. Been, 8-10 hours?
You look at his face and it's just it was greeny blue before, now it's this purplish blue where it's just pustules of blood sacs of all sorts of grimace around his face. He's not looking anywhere near good.
Imagine like his mouth is like really swollen, and if we do actually get to talk, it's gonna be like I can't make a sentence.
Perhaps one of you with the power to heal him could, just make him feel a little better before we wake him up. A bit of healing, so then we can understand the words coming out of his lips.
Well, there's one thing I could try. Nubs takes a good berry from his pocket and shoves it into one of his nose slits. I don't know if that'll work.
A good berry's like 1d4 of HP, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah. It might even be less. Let me just double check. Where's Goodberry? It's on my list of spells.
Where we learn his first pro as Ghald is, he has a severe berry allergy.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It kills him.
It just pops up.
Whoa!
Oh, no, it's just eating a berry restores precisely 1 hit point.
Oh,
So,
Alright.
I can up to 10 berries can appear in my hand. And
How many
you
will
can eat-
fit up his nose, though?
Don't worry, you can only eat
One
one
at a
berry
time.
per action as well. So you literally have to go. Yeah. I just give him 1 in the nose for 1 HP.
In the nose, he's not ingesting it. It's not.
I don't know about
It's-
that. It's just not shoving his fingers
You
right.
shove it.
So, sort of moves back
push
into
it
his
so
throat.
far
Yeah.
down his sinus that it goes back down into his throat,
There we go.
and you see his mouth like slowly move as it eats it, and you see like these blistered, bruised eyes try to open, but they're so bruised you can barely tell. They're just like teetering on the verge of opening as he looks out at both of you. Imagine Rocky at the end of, I can't remember which Rocky it is, where his eyes are completely fucked, but
I mean, most
he's like that.
Morning, Ghald! Would you care for a coffee? Lovely fresh coffee. There we go. And
He lets out this huge intake of breath and he spits out this huge deluge of black blood over himself and over his knees and onto the floor, and he just pants.
yes, been in the wars, have we?
And
Oh dear. Right. Well, we've got a lovely coffee here for you, so why don't you drink a little bit of that down? Yes, there we go. And I'm imagining it's still like scalding hot.
Yeah.
Scorching. It is scorchingly hot.
And as Abard kind of like kneels down and gives him a coffee, just kind of like whispers over to him. I'm not going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I'd be a little bit careful with this group. I think you killed some of their siblings and they're a bit aggravated with you. You should probably be gentle.
the face at your side is like barely looking up. Then you see him try and look at you, but you can tell he can barely see through his eyes. He's essentially blinded.
Yes. Are you in a mood to answer some questions? We just love to ask you some.
Tell me, Abard, you know if someone failed, right?
Yes.
Okay, I want everyone to roll me a charisma save, please.
You
DC
will get
is
a plus
14.
3.
Me? Huh?
Charisma save.
Charisma.
All of us, yeah, because we said, yeah.
I want to roll, but I also said that I will be stepping outside the golden thing.
13 for me.
I think I'm
Sephiroth
just
rolled
on
a
a
13.
10.
Sirac rolled a 14.
Okay. Anyways.
No secrets from Kerry.
So, everyone other than Zephyros is...
Abud knows.
Is it a 12 DC?
Abud, you know who fails, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ghald rolled a 2.
Oh. Right. Well, Gold, we can't help but, I know we've had the odd run in, but we're just wondering if we couldn't ask you some questions. I would really recommend telling the truth, because I don't know if you can see them very well, but my accomplices here are quite aggravated. So I'd encourage you to probably answer succinctly. Do you,
This one.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, at this point, Shamash casts right next to them a little bonfire, just so the flames are in his sight line.
Now, Gold, do you happen to know where King Hecaton of the Giants is?
You see the amphibian for a moment. You see his head tilt ever so slightly as he kind of forcing against something. And he just, no! What have you done to me? And he kind of looks up at you.
It's your own... Yes.
Hecaton sails the trackless seas, imprisoned by my kind.
He sails the seas? What?
Giants are bad swimmers. That's a terrible place for him to be.
Although their court is underwater, strangely.
And, that he sails the seas. We think you've got some of our other prisoners captive as well. Roaring Horn, for example. Are they sailing with him?
Again, you see him try and fight against what he wants to say. Zeldrin Roaring Horn is a prisoner of the Cloud Giants.
Right, and where would that be?
I do not know where they are.
Abud looks back at the group and says, checks out.
Yep, fair enough, yeah.
Wait, Zephyros, aren't you a cloud giant? Have you got Zeldrin Roaring Horn in your prison?
Not here, my boy. Not here. And he's telling the truth. He's in the zone of truth.
Abud looks at Ghald and says, checks out.
Would Zeph have an idea of where the Cloud Giants may be keeping enemies of the Cloud Giant state?
Maybe that's a question we should ask not in earshot of yonder prisoner.
Yeah.
Yes. And
That seems reasonable.
we have time limit to next question.
Yes.
What is the time limit on this?
Oh,
10
my
minutes,
question.
but
Here's my
I
question.
can cast
That's
it every
not
time.
every turn.
Right. Yes, okay, and Abud, checks this, massive list of notes that's written in crayon. Who do
What do
you
you say
work
about my
for?
writing?
Hyphen, which god?
Saruman.
I'm going to give... I know it's been 10 minutes already, but I'm going to say it will be 20 minutes to encounter, discussion and game time.
Yeah, sure.
Can you repeat the question, just so I make sure I answer it correctly?
Yeah, who do you work for?
That's it. That's all I want to ask. Or who's your master? Speak up, lizard lips. I'm not going to time to waste.
You see him, you see him really struggle at this question, and you see him pulling. He's so desperately trying to pull away from the zone of truth. I serve.
Come on.
Slarkathral, spawn of Umberley, lord of the trackless seas, Talos's bane, and he spits on the floor.
How'd you spell Slarkathel? He just says Nubs are looking at him again.
Well, I wrote it down.
SLARKETHREL.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you very much.
Belica, did you hear that? He says he's Talos's bane.
Yeah.
Alice, don't you?
Medica starts doing some shocking grasp in the air.
And imagine it's like Metal Gear Solid execution moment.
No. I'm doing them in the for to warm up my fingers, like.
Did you tap square fast enough?
Bam. Bam.
Right. And do you know who killed the giant queen?
Stares up at you now, his eyes slowly opening up from the bruises. I did. And spits black blood over your armor.
Could I ask one to that? Why? And Smash also tries to intimidate him because that's his fight. But he intimidates him poorly.
My lord was approached by one of the Storm Giants' court to benefit one another. My kin and I were instructed to lure the Queen of the Giants away and take her life, and then lie in waiting to capture their queen, their king.
And who was this member of the court?
I do not know.
It's silly to not know the person you're working for, no?
It is my lord's business, not mine.
Any follow-ups for those lads?
Yeah.
Where sorry, where could we?
What if I? Okay, fine, Shamash, you go first again, says Nubs, crossing his arms.
No, I'm terribly sorry, you go first.
Alright, cool. Do you know anything about the Red Wizard? Says Nubs at the top of his lungs.
The question again, please.
Sorry, yeah, probably not able to. Nubs has asked if he knows anything about the Red Wizards.
The Red Wizards of Thay are implicit in our plan. They bring with them the power to open the portal.
Holy guacamole.
Imagine the image of Sauron flashes across Gandalf's vision, the image of Billy and Blurst flashes across all of
The chair!
Finnan, I imagine as you lean in and ask that question to where, if you lean into Ghald's face,
Yeah.
he leans closer. The 9 hells. And he spits black blood over your face.
All this work for just to go to hell.
Oh, 9 hells? Ooh, 9 of them. Tell me, where can we find your Lord Slarkathel?
My lord is soul of all of the trackless sea. He comes and goes. He does not stay in one place.
He must stop somewhere for supplies, though, yes?
Where does he hold the prisoners? Medica screams from outside the ring.
Which prisoners?
You know who.
Ah, the Storm Lord. The purple rocks.
Should we ask him who is traitor in Giant Court?
We already did. He said he doesn't know.
Also, ask him if he knows about tortellini.
Ah, yes, his tortellini of the jam pocket working with you. As we have seen, the Shamash shows him on the bits of paper with the symbol on. You have seen this.
There's our symbol. I do not know name of tortellini.
But it is your symbol. The symbol of you and the Zentarim and the Red Wizards in your triumvirate together.
It is an old symbol repurposed. The Zentarim always held the key.
A key? Please, Dr. Voldemort.
The Zentil Keep.
Oh, keep! Sorry.
No. You heard correctly the first time, but
Key.
The
Zentil
Keep.
Zentil Cube?
and with this, the Zentil Keep is relatively popular knowledge. The Zentil Keep.
Yes, the
Can I
Zentil
cast
Keep, of
it?
course.
Can I do a history check to see if I know anything about the Zentil Keep?
Yes. Yes, do it.
I know very little about the Zentil Keep.
The Zentil Keep, I would say, is a relatively well-known thing. The Zentarim are a well-known, established organisation now, but they are far flung from where they came from before. The Zentil Keep was from where the Zentarim first established themselves. Zentil Keep was a powerful operational base of the Zentarim. Citadel that was destroyed over 300 years ago. Many magical qualities have lurked within the Zentil Keep. Most within the Zentarim now, though, would not affiliate themselves with the Zentil back then, but it is from the same organisation of old.
Right. Where did you, when we found you, you had very little equipment on you. Where were you camping? Where's all of your stuff? Surely you weren't waiting for us in the woods. Just indefinitely with no equipment, no supplies.
I've been following you for a while. Slowly, from afar. Waiting for the right moment. I thought that this was it. I camped only a mile or so from here.
You camped alone?
I camp with brothers.
Brothers.
lieutenants generals of my kind. Riders. But they have failed.
Like you have.
I have failed. Yes. A slacker throws work done. No.
But tell me, how have you been following us? Whose blood could you track within our party?
He narrows his eyes. He looks around, and his eyes are already narrow. I can see from here. One of you gives off the stink of Fae. Oh, I've tracked you.
Is that a Fae, F-A-E, or T-H-A-Y?
Fae.
Can someone cast healing on his eyes so he can identify which one of us carries May?
Yes!
Try pushing a berry into it.
So you can smell
Abard puts his thumbs over Ghald's
He said it
eyes.
stinks.
Puts a
Maybe
bit
he
of
just
force
reacts
on
because...
and does a bit of lay on hands.
I'm going to say that this is the last minute of the Zone of Truth because I think it's been used for far longer than 10 minutes. But as Ghald's eyes start to heal and open and his mouth starts to come back down to its normal state, his eyes look around the room, looking up at the castle around him, but his eyes come back down and lock on Nubs Grimwick. And you see both his upper teeth kind of bare. Filth.
Wait a minute, says Nubs, reaching into his pocket. Do you mean this? And he pulls out the hammer.
Ghald looks at the hammer. There's nothing to do with your trinket.
Oh.
It's in your blood that I smell.
But I'm just me.
No, but you never told us you were part May. Why, that would have changed everything.
But I'm not, says Nubs, looking around. I don't know what he's talking about.
Kurahi's eyes narrow.
I'm just a gnome.
Kamash also stares menacingly and suspiciously at Nubs.
I don't know what you mean. I mean, unless gnomes are Fae, are they? No, surely not.
No, they're not.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you carry something.
So-
Hey.
On that bombshell, I'm going to say we'll pick up again next week.
Good time to end it.
Nice.
Woo. Big revelation.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.